Welcome to Galgotia University e-content platform. I am Dr. Shivendu Kumar Rai, Assistant Professor in Department of Mass Communication. Today I am going to present a topic from course that is International Affairs and Contemporary Issues for BA in Journalism and Mass Communication program. So today's topic is UN Universal Declaration for Human Rights and Communication, under which I am discussing introduction of human rights protection, summary of preambles to Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Article of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, concept of rights to information and communication, Universal Declaration and Communication of United Nations, some question related to UNO's Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Communication, and last, discussion of this topic. Before understanding UNO's Universal Declaration for Human Rights and Communication, what is the human right? It's its importance to understand. Human rights are rights we have simply because we exist as human beings. They are not granted by any state. These universal rights are inherent to us all, regardless of nationality, sex, national or ethnic origin, colors, religion, language, or any other status. They range from the most fundamental, the right to life, to those that make life worth living, such as the rights to food, education, work, health and liberty. Fundamental rights that belong to every person simply by being a human beings. Now talk about principles of human rights. First is universality, second is equality, third and last, non-discrimination. Now talk about human right protection. Human being is a rational animals and therefore it has been given some importance, basic and non-exclusive rights which are commonly called human rights. However, he got these rights as a result of years of struggle. In human rights, it is specified that no action can or should be done against the will of person. It is embedded in this concept that human beings should be protected from the unjust and regarding behavior. Media can play an important role in the protection of human rights, which today have wide range or effect and important. Now I will talk about introduction of UNO's Universal Declaration for Human Rights and Communication. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR, is a milestone document in the history of human rights, drafted by representatives with different legal and cultural backgrounds from all religions of the world. The declaration was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in Paris on 10 December 1948, General Assembly Resolution 217, as a common strand of achievements for all peoples and all nations. It set out for the first time fundamental human rights to be universally protected, and it has been translated into over 500 languages. The UDHR is widely recognized as having inspired and paved the way for the adoption of more than 70 human rights treaties applied today on permanent basis at global and regional levels. In 1993, an autonomous public body, National Human Rights Commission of India, was established for the protection and promotion of human rights, which work on rights relating to life, liberty, and dignity of an individual. Do you know what is the summary of preambles to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? Since the inherent pride of all members of human family and the acceptance of equal and unquestioned right, it is the foundation of world peace, justice and freedom. Also, atrocities of disregard and hatred of human rights, it's against unjust rule and operations to enhance friendly relation between nations. Basic human rights of the people of the member state of the United Nations, pride and competence of the human personalities with regard to the equal rights of male and female. The United Nations Assembly is consequences and member states have pledged that their cooperation and nation will encourage universal aspect of human rights and basic freedom. Therefore, now the General Assembly declares that this Universal Declaration of Human Rights is the success of all nations and all peoples alike. Its purpose is that every person and every part of the society, keeping in view this declaration, will endeavor through teaching and education to instill in the people a sense of respect for these rights and freedoms, and progressively take such nation and international measures go with when the people of the member countries and people authorized by them are sovereign and sovereign of these rights, provided safely vote pact acceptance and reared. Now talk about Article of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Universal Declaration of Human Rights, following the 30 Articles of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, adopted by the United Nations Assembly on December 10, 1948. Article 1, it says all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with regions and conscience and should act toward one another in the spirit of brotherhood. Article 2 say everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration without any distinctions of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, poverty, birth or other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of political, jurisdictional and international status of country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independence, trust, non-self-governing or under any other limitation of sovereignty. Article 3 say everyone has right to life, liberty and security of person. Article 4, no one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms. Article 5, no one shall be subjected to torture or the cruel, inhuman, in degrading treatment or punishment. Article 6, everyone has the right to recognize everywhere as a person before the law. Article 7 say all the equal before the law are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. Discrimination in violence of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination. Article 8, it says everyone has the right any effective remedy by the competent national tribunal and acts violating the fundamental rights granted him by the constitution or by law. Article 9, no one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention or exile. Article 10 is say everyone is entitled is full equality to the fair and public hearing by the independent and impartial tribunal in the determination of the rights and obligation and of any criminal charge against him. Article 11 is say everyone charged with a penal offence has the rights to be presumed innocent until proved guilty according to law in a public trial at which he has had all the guarantees necessary for his defense. No one shall be held guilty of any penal offence on account of any acts of omission which did not constitute a penal offence under national or international law at the rights to the protection of law against such as interference or attacks. Article 13, everyone has rights to freedom of movements and residence within the border of each state. Everyone has to rights leave any countries including his own and to return of his country. Article 14 says everyone has the rights to seek and to enjoy in other countries from the persecution. The right this right may not be invoked in the case of persecution genuinely arise from the one political crime or from acts of contrary to the proposed the principle of the United Nations. Article 15 is say everyone has a right to a nationality. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality nor denied the rights of change his nationality. Article 16, it says man and woman of fully age without any limitation due to race, nationality or religion have to rights to marry and to found a family. They are entitled to equal rights as to marriage during marriage and its dissolution. Marriage shall be entitled to into only with the free and full consent of the intending spouses. The family is the natural and fundamental groups unit of society and entitled the protection by society and the state. Article 17 says everyone has the rights on the property alone as well as the association with others. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his property. Article 18 says everyone has the rights to freedom of thoughts, conscience of the religion, conscience and religion. These rights includes freedom to change his religion or beliefs and freedom either alone the community with others and public or private to manifest his religion or beliefs in teaching, practice, worship and observance. Article 19 says freedom of expression. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. These rights includes freedom to hold opinion without interference and to seek, receive the impact information and idea through any media regardless of frontiers. Article 20 says everyone has the right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. No one whether compelled to belong to an association. Article 21 it says everyone has the right to take part of government of each country directly or through freely choose the representative. Everyone has the right to equal access to public service in each country. The will of the people shall be basic of authority of government. This will shall be expressed in predict and genuine election which shall by the universal and equal suffrage and shall be held by secret vote or by equivalent free voting procedures. Article 22 say everyone as a member of societies has the rights of social security and the entitled realization through the national effort and international cooperation and the accordance with the organization and resources of each state of the economic, social and cultural rights indispensable of his dignity and the free development of his personality. Article 23 says everyone has the right to the work, to free choice of employment, to just favorable conditions of work, to protection against the unemployment. Everyone without any discrimination has the rights to equal pay of equal work. Everyone who work has the rights to just the favorable remuneration, ensuring himself and his family existence worthy to of human dignity and supplemented if necessary by other means of social protection. Everyone has the right to form and to join trade unions for the protection of his interest. Article 20 is say everyone has the right to rest and leisure, including the reasonable limitation of the work hour, predict holiday with pay. This article say the right to play. Article 25 is say everyone has to the right to a standard of living, educate and health and well-being of himself and his family, including foods, clothes, housing, medical care and necessary social services, and rights to security the event of unemployment, sickness, disability, widowhood, old age or other lack of livelihood circumstances beyond his control. Motherhood and childhood entitled the special care assistance. All children, whether born in or out of wedlock, shall enjoy the same social protection. Article 26 it says everyone has right to education. Education shall be free at least the elementary and fundamental stage. Elementary education shall be compulsory. Technical and professional education shall be made by generally, and higher education shall be equal accessible to all the basic of merit. Education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening to respect of human rights and fundamental freedoms. It shall promote understanding, tolerance and friendship among all nations, racial and religious groups, and shall be further the activities of the United Nations for the maintenance of peace. Parents have the superior rights to choose the kind of education that shall be given their the children. Article 26 is say everyone has the rights freely to participate the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the art and to share the scientific advancement and its the benefits. Everyone has the rights to protection of the moral and material interest resulting from any scientific, literacy, artistic protection which the authors and next Article 28 it say everyone is entitled to social and international order in which the rights of freedoms set forth each head declaration can be fully realized. And Article 29 is say everyone has the duties the community in which alone the free and fully development of his personality is possible. In the exercise of the rights and freedoms, everyone shall be subject only to such limitations as are determined by law, solely for the purpose of securing due recognition and respect for the rights and freedoms of others and meeting the just requirements or morality, public order and general welfare in the democratic society. These rights and freedoms may in no case exercise contrary to the purpose and principle of the United Nations. Article 30 is say nothing is the declaration may be interpreted as the implying for any state, group, person, any rights to engage in any activity or to perform any acts aimed at the destruction of any of the rights and freedoms set for hearing. Now talk about concept of right to information and communication. Freedom of information can be defined as the rights to access information held by public bodies. It is an integral part of fundamental rights of freedom of expression as recognized by Resolution 59, the United Nations Assembly adopted in 1946, as well as by Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, which state that the fundamental rights of freedom of expression encompass the freedom to seek, receive and impact of information and idea through any media and regardless of frontiers. FOI has also been inserted as the corollary of freedom of expression in other major international instruments including the International Covenants of Civil and Political Rights in 1966 and the American Convention of Human Rights in 1969. FOI legislation reflects the fundamental premises that all information held by governments and governmental institutions in the principal public and may only be withheld if there are any legitimate reasons such as typical privacy and security for not disclosing it. Over the past 10 years, the right to information has been recognized by an increasing number of countries, including the developing one, through the adoption of wave of FOI laws. In 1990, only 13 countries had adopted national FOI law, whereas there are currently more than 19 such laws adopted across the world. If I talk about concept of rights to communication, then the rights of communication includes two perspectives. fundamental and inclusive. The fundamental view is that everyone has the rights to communicate. An inclusive approach is the availability of the necessary resources to establish communication, so that the objective of the right to communication is easily fulfilled. There should be freedom to use communication mediums, but it is also necessary to see the communication and discussions, debates, conflict of communication do not arise. Freedom requires access to resources. Fully recognized of the right to communication requires the communication resources be available to meet everyone's basic communication needs. Discussion of the rights to communication focused on communicative communication. Its proponents argue the special protective and enabling provisions are the indeed in the spirit of dialogues. Both Article 19 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Article 19 of the International Convention of the Civil and Political Rights include human rights law, freedom of thoughts, the expression as the fundamental rights. Currently, international human rights standards mainly include dissemination of information, consultation of information, and registration of information. But practically all human rights provision refer to communication as the transfer of message. By having the rights of communicate, express personal view, people treat themselves equally. In other words, communication validated human equality. Thus, the protection and implementation of communication rights is an essential part of the general theme of the human rights. The following concept is contained around the basic spirits of the United Nations regarding the importance of communication of human rights. First is, communication has the important role of democratic political participation in society. Second is, through communication, the protection of civil rights and all related process is possible. Third, communication is carried out. The communication diverse culture forms and identity of personal and social levels. Fourth and last, the full implementation of rights to freedom expression is possible through the communication. Communication is not a one-way process. Hence, the right to communication also confers of right of receive information from the both public and private sources. Also including are the following rights. Rights to participate in public decision making processes, right to access information from public bodies, the right to be free from unreasonable restrictions of contents, right to privacy including the right to communicate anonymously. UNESCO is the only UN agency with a special mandate of defend the freedom of the press. Recognize the freedom of the press is necessary to build a strong democracy, promotes civic protection, promotes civic participation and rule of law, and encourage human development and security, and necessary for the rights. The guarantees freedom of expression is widely seen as a outline all other human rights and democratic freedom. The commitments of UNESCO to the fundamental principles to freedom of expression and the access and free flow information at the international level, and effort of UNESCO toward promoting international cooperation in this behalf of laudable behalf or laudable. Thus, it's necessary to provide capacity building for media professionals and to promote UNESCO's core sense of communication and information. It is the interest of every citizen to develop more information literacy skills. When we read UNO's Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Communication, then some question will be definitely come in mind. According to my guess, some question can be as follow. First question is, what is the purpose of Universal Declaration of Human Rights? Answer is, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a historical document which entails the rights and freedoms everyone entitled to. It was the first international agreement of the basic principle of human rights. It laid the foundation for the human right protections. Second question is, what are the rights of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? The answer is, the Universal Declaration includes civil and political rights like the right to life, liberty, free of speech and privacy. It also includes the economic, social, cultural rights like the right to social security, health and education. Third question is, does the Universal Declaration of Human Rights apply to all countries? Answer is, the UDHR is, as the title suggested, universal, meaning it applied to all people in all countries around the world. Although it is not legally binding, the protection of right and freedom set out the declaration has been incorporated into many national constitution and domestic legal frameworks. Fourth question is, why did Poland not sign the Declaration of Human Rights? Answer is, Poland did not attend the San Francisco Conference because the compositions of its new government was not announced until too late for the conference. Therefore, a space was left for the signature of Poland has won the original signature of the United Nations Declaration. Fifth question is, how many human rights are the Universal Declaration? Answer is, on 10 December 1948, the General Assembly of the United Nations announced the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. 30 rights and freedom that belong to all of us. Sixth and last question, what circumstances, sixth question and last question is, what the criticism are there of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? For critics, answer is, for critics, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is the Western based document which fails to account the cultural norms and value which exist in the rest of the world. More than that, it is an attempt to impose Western value on everybody else in some way. They are rights. Now I am concluding this lecture on this note that communication is at the heart of who we are as human beings. We connect and interact, exchange information and ideas, all of which is made possible through communication. Communication is instincts of our humanity of social beings. Our relationships are built and maintained through communication. Our education and work depend on communication, and our participation in justice system, political and civic life are all negotiated through communication. The place of communication in human rights is usually seen in light of Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states that everyone has a right to freedom of opinion and expression. including these rights to seek, receive and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. Article 19 of the EDHR protects the rights of express opinions and communication information and ideas in different ways, which statement implies that all peoples have the right to be able to communicate. Although communication is only especially mentioned in Article 19 in the EDHR, communication is in fact control to how we enjoy many other human rights. The right to take part in government of the country, the right to education, the right to participate in community life, the right to work, all of these rights are interwoven with communication. People with communication disabilities may be marginalized and excluded from enjoying these and other rights. Communication is not only central to how people enjoy many of their human rights, it is also the medium through which people claim or assert their rights. It is them when rights need to be exercised that we might consider people needing a voice or needing to be heard in advocacy, protest or legal challenges. The idea of speaking out against injustice and of citizens having equal voice are valued in many societies, but they are still voices that remain less heard or even unheard. People the communication disabilities are at risk to being part of the group who are unheard. There are many books and lectures on this subject, but I am writing the name of some books for your reference. It will be visible on your screen, and these are the reference of may refer to future readings. I hope this lecture is helpful for you. For any queries, please email me on this given email address. Thank you.